I want to talk about living with borderline personality disorder. I never said I was perfect. Yes, I was in a relationship with a narcissistic person, and I have borderline personality disorder. Having these two mixed in a relationship is very, 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 very destructive, very, very scary. Because in a way, we are kind of similar, but at the same time, we have our differences in many different ways. Um, but what can I say about living with borderline personality disorder? It's not fun. And it's funny because like growing up, I always never understood why I felt these certain moods that I would feel as a child growing up. I almost thought I was bipolar sometimes because I can be very, very, very like I can be very happy, but I can be very sad. There's no, honestly, in between. There's no gray. It's either you're very white or you're very dark. There's no gray in it. And if I'm not happy or sad, I'm usually nervous as hell and anxious as hell. And then being in a relationship, being in a relationship that's obviously not healthy for you makes everything hella fucking worse. Because then if you like have trust issues, you can only imagine how many anxiety attacks I had every time my partner would not answer his phone, or when I would act out in crazy in a crazy manner and do like impulsive stuff, like pop up at his job or pop up wherever the hell he was at. You know, that's just me being impulsive. And there's other things that I can do that's impulsive, but I can't really think too many examples right now. Um, there's times too when like I would like have fights with him or have fights with anybody, my mom, and I would do stuff that was very impulsive. You know, like I would want to just go most of the time spend money. I realized that I can do that. I can be very impulsive when it comes to money. I will go out and I would literally like go shopping and to make me feel better, I would possibly like one time I got into a big fight with my mom and I wanted to go to Fun Spot. And I had the money. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go and do it. Like it's like that's just an example of the impulsiveness. Or just go do something fun. Or if I was in a relationship, I would like go with my partner somewhere and yeah, I don't have to say nothing. You understand what I mean. I would just do shit out of like impulsivity. Like I kind of felt like in my head I'm like living in a fantasy world almost. Like I just want to go and escape and do shit. Like there was no limits to nothing, if that made sense. But I do have my limitations, don't get me wrong. You know, like it's not like I'm like free rider. But like you get what I'm saying though. Like I have my impulsiveness where I just kind of like do stuff out of like feeling sad or happy or anxious or nervous. Now though, I've seen a little different in myself. Before the age of 13, I was always down for the ride. Like I was always like, if we went to like Disney World or Busch Gardens or SeaWorld, I was just like, let's go get on like the biggest roller coaster. And I used to be like so excited. Like I was just like, yeah, let's do it. After I turned 13 years old, something happened. I'm not sure exactly what had happened. I think I know what it was, but I don't really want to talk about it. But it happened at 13 years old. 13 years old took a toll on me. And my whole something in my brain kind of switched, because now you can take me to an amusement park and I promise you I will probably end up getting on the roller coaster, but the whole time I'm in the line I'm literally thinking, should I get on it, should I not get on it, should I get on it, should I get on, like it's like back and forth, back and forth. Like then when I get on it, I'm honestly not excited to be on it. I'm like feeling like I'm about to fucking die and kill myself, and that's just out of impulsiveness. For real. For real, it's almost like a suicide attempt for me. Um, but I'm not enjoying it. Versus when I was younger, I was impulsive about it and I was just like, let's go, let's do it. Like, I don't care what happens. But now that I'm older, I hate them. Even if I get on them, I hate them. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. And I don't even honestly know why I get on them. Because if you don't like something, why the hell are you going to get on it, right? But that's just a part of, I guess, the illness. But usually what you get borderline, usually the causes of borderline personality disorder is it's most of the time genetic. It's genetic, and then also too, childhood traumatic experiences can cause these oh, I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why are you playing with this? This is not a toy. Leave this alone. But yeah, usually traumatic experiences, feelings of neglect or abandonment. Growing as a child, I kind of dealt with those feelings of feeling neglected or abandoned. And I also had some traumatic events that I witnessed when it came to my mother or my parents together. Things that I didn't want to witness or be a part of or see or be in the same environment, if that makes sense. I didn't want it. But sometimes things happen and we have no control over it. But it's just stuff like that. Two things. Either, you have issues in your childhood, or it's also genetic. Me, I personally believe my mother actually has borderline personality disorder. I think that's where I get it from. My father actually, in my opinion, I believe my father has a lot of things, like he does. But one of them, I honestly believe my father, in a way, is a narcissist himself. That's just me knowing the type of man he is, the way he talks about himself. Because my father can talk a good talk about himself and make you believe he is the most wonderful man in the whole wide world. And he loves, like, to look good 24/7. He will not leave his house without his old hat and his little cane. Like, he just be thinking he poppy out here on the streets, even now at 50-something years old. And he's, like, low-key selfish, but he tries his best not to be. That's the thing about narcissists. They try their best not to be, like, full of themselves. You can tell that they try, because, like, oh, but why, if he's a narcissist, why he does this for me? Because narcissists, they try their best to care about people, and they try their best to be good people, but there's no telling if it's actually genuine or if it's more of a thing for them that just feeds their ego, like it makes them feel good about themselves. So it's basically just them doing it for themselves in a way. There's no really telling why, but they will make themselves sound so good, and they can really manipulate you and hurt. I told you this is not a toy. I told you. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. So, yeah. My father, he has a world of symptoms of narcissism. But My mother, like I said, I believe she's borderline. I believe that, get that out my face. But I believe that I'm borderline, just like my mother. Stop. But yeah, having a borderline relationship with a borderline and narcissist, these two will cause hell, like extreme hell. And if you have children and you both are mentally ill and obviously not getting any help, I can only imagine the kind of damage they could both do to both their kids at the same damn time in the same household. It would be extremely scary. I would know because I dealt with it and I went through it and I witnessed it. So I have a narcissistic father and I have a borderline personality disorder mother. What do you want, boy? And if my kids end up with my illness, which I pray to God that they don't, but it is genetic. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Y'all, my son be giving me ugliest stares sometimes when he in his feelings. I be wanting to smack him in his face. He don't say nothing, but he just be looking at you like he just ready to like pop you in your head or something. My son, I'm scared. Y'all don't know. I'm scared my son got problems, bruh. I'm not even playing. How my son not even 2 years old yet. But I'm telling you, his stares be scaring the shit out of me. He remind me so much of his daddy sometimes. I just, ooh, Lord, what did I get myself into? He got them scary eyes. Like, he look at you with, like, this, like, ooh, like he ready to just eat your ass, if that makes sense. Scares the hell out of me. But I just want to smack him in his head like, boy, you better act right. Stop looking at me like that. Get your butt on that bed. I already told you. He don't want to listen. But yeah, so anyways, back to me. So borderline personality disorder. That's something else. We can never stay on topic. That's something else I've noticed. We can never ever stay on topic either. We be all over the place. All over the place. So yeah. Oh, and anxiety. Anxiety is your whole life. All damn day you can be anxious as hell about too many damn different things at the same damn time. You can be anxious about something you thought about in the past, something that you're thinking about in the future. And also depression falls in, feeling hopeless falls in, feeling angry and rage falls in when you actually, something ticks in your head and you feel like that kind of thing. You don't want to be around us when we're in rage. That's all I know. Because I think they got a lot of people in prison right now with this kind of illness. But some probably are worse than others. I don't know, like mine's, I want to say mine's is mild. Because obviously I ain't to the point where I'm like killing nobody. But they have people who is like over the top. Of course. But I haven't truly gotten diagnosed yet, but I just know for a fact I have it because of the symptoms and my whole life dealing with these feelings that I never understood why I felt these feelings. Ew, why? Boy. Oh my gosh. My son be touching stuff. I don't even know where he get it from. What you don't? Oh my God, my son. But yeah, so it's not fun. It's not fun dealing with this kind of illness. And sometimes it's even hard to sleep at night. It's extremely hard to sleep at night because you feel like you have all these feelings inside you, and sometimes it's hard to go to sleep with them. I I told you to quit playing with. Hold on. But yeah, so anyways. My son don't ever want me doing these videos. I swear. He just like thirsty as hell for attention 24/7. Please. Please. Can you please entertain yourself doing something? But yeah, the impulsivity, the hopeless feelings, feeling angry, feeling depressed, up and down, dark. And the thing about us too, we're very extremely passionate people. But we also have feelings of like regret, and we also have feelings of we have genuine, feelings. We're very empathic. Very I think I said that wrong. Empathic or empathetic? I'm so damn lost. Lord Jesus, give me strength. But we have like these like extreme emotions, like where we could feel extremely sorry if we've done something wrong, and we can apologize 1,000 times for it. And even if we've done nothing wrong, we still be apologizing, if that makes sense. At first we won't feel like we done nothing wrong, but then eventually we do feel like we did something wrong, and we just be sitting there like apologizing and feeling so sorry. And sometimes it's hard for us to apologize, but deep down inside we do feel hurt, or we feel bad about something, and we not too prideful to be honest about it. At least I'm not. I ain't prideful to say when I'm wrong. Like, when I know I'm wrong, and I will say it. I don't got no reason to hide that. My mother, though, on the other hand, that's a different case. My mother, I don't think, like, my mama, like, she do say sorry when she want to, if that makes sense. But it's kind of hard to tell whether or not she, like, is honestly, like, being honest. I think she kind of shares but a little bit of narcissism in herself as well. But I'm not really sure. We would never know if I don't take her to, like, a doctor. But she would never do that. Because she always has to be right, if that makes sense. And it's hard to argue. You can't argue with my mama. Like, there's no such thing as arguing with her. Like, she will always be right. She will never ever be wrong. So she probably do have a little narcissism in her in a way. But like I said, we're kind of the same in a way, but not. So having these two kind of people together, it's just a huge nightmare. And I'm sorry, I can't even finish this video because my son don't ever want me to do nothing but be all up on him. So I'll talk to y'all later.